Symbols are nothing without the women and men that give them meaning. And this thing, I don't know if there's ever been a greater symbol, but it's more about the man who propped it up. And he's gone. So today we honor Steve's legacy, but also we look to the future. So thank you, Captain America.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the MCU's most boldest, ballsiest show. It tackles political issues, it tackles race issues, and it really brings full circle what it means to be not only patriotic, but what Captain America truly is. One thing that I really like about this show is that they challenge the very notion of the phrase Captain America. When you think of Captain America, you think of this very specific brand of person. White guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, carrying the American flag. And it's like, for that brand to be changed from a white guy to an African American, that's a bold statement. That's not easily accepted. And that's kind of the homage of this series. While Sam Wilson is a hero, he's an Avenger that self-saved the world more than once, you know, when he takes that suit off, he's still a black man living in America. And that can be challenging.
Can I see your ID?
I don't have ID.
Man,
Why?
seriously?
Just sir, just calm down.
I am calm. What do you want? We're just standing here
Just
talking.
give him your ID.
No,
so
I'm
we
not
get
giving
the
him
hell outta
shit.
here.
We're just talking.
Hey, look, is this guy bothering
No,
you?
he's not bothering me. Do you know who this is?
Oh, God. I am so sorry, Mr. Wilson. I didn't recognize you without the goggles.
With Sam taking on the mantle, there's a lot of confliction that Steve Rogers never had to go through, simply because he was white. See, Steve was chosen by the government of his time, in a time when white people weren't oppressed. They didn't get the end of the stick. So I think that there's a lot of trepidation as far as how does a black man represent a country that doesn't represent him? That right there is what makes this a good show, because automatically it's grounding, relatable, and realistic. It also separates Sam Wilson from all the other heroes in the MCU. Black Panther, yeah, he's black and he's a superhero, but come on now, he's in Africa, surrounded by his people, and he's a king. Who's oppressing him? It's easy to be accepted when you're amongst your own kind. An Asian superhero in China, yeah, of course that's gonna work out. But a black man carrying the stars and stripes in the US, that is gonna raise a lot of eyebrows.
They will never let a black man be Captain America. And even if they did, no self-respecting black man would ever want to be.
This is one of the best projects Marvel has ever done because it's so vulnerable and so human. And this show explores the characters in the story a lot better than a 2-hour movie can do. I think from the moment I saw Sam give up the shield and Bucky Barnes dealing with PTSD from being the Winter Soldier, that's how I knew I'd like the show. And the pilot did an amazing job guiding the series, showing us who these characters are, characters who we've seen over the last 10 years, but now we see them in a more personal way and the different struggles they deal with. And I think Bucky's therapy sessions were the best.
So, now that you've stopped fighting, what do you want?
Peace.
That is utter bullshit.
You're terrible.
It's just so incredible to me how character-driven Falcon and the Winter Soldier really is. We see Bucky struggling with the loss of his best friend, struggling with his darker half, desperately wanting to be good. We see John Walker carrying this chip on his shoulder, but also questioning if he even has what it takes to be a hero. This is a character who, from the moment he showed his face, was immediately hated. But as the show went on, I began to empathize with him a bit. This show gives us those things all while still introducing new characters and, planting seeds for bigger stories we'll see in the future. That's the benefits of having TV shows like Loki, like WandaVision, like this show. Action and cool superhero type special effects scenes are all well and good, and this show does have a lot of those, along with goofy moments and references to past movies. But it's moments like these right here that make the show shine. The man ironing his shirt, getting ready to make a hard choice, facing the legacy of his friend and the responsibility and weight that his friend passed on to him before he died. This show just feels more genuine. It's not perfect. It's very hard understanding the villain's plot. A lot of times it feels like it varies from episode to episode. But the amount of issues that it tackles, the amount of references to the comic books you have, and the amount of grounding realism they brought to these superhero characters, to where it's like when you watch it, this doesn't even feel like your average superhero type movie. These are the things that makes it a really good show. And I'll tell you one thing, it really beats the hell out of any Lifetime show, that's for sure.
Can you help?
Always.
Guys, let me know what you thought of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I really like this show a lot. I didn't get to cover each individual episode like I would have wanted to, but I'm covering the series as a whole. And the series as a whole says something. And it's a really bold statement into the MCU. And it's cool that Sam is he's Captain America now, but he's dealing with a lot more issues that Steve Rogers never had to deal with. Simply because he's a totally different person than Steve Rogers is. I like that. I like that confliction within his character. Like he said, every time he picks up that shield, there's a portion of the world that's going to hate him for it. Steve Rogers never had to deal with that. Everybody loved Steve Rogers. Everybody loved Captain America. He was an Avenger. Everybody loved him. Sam Wilson, we live in a world, and I think even in the real world, 2020 with the deaths of Breonna Taylor, the deaths of George Floyd, COVID, just those big events alone have proven how difficult it can be for an African American, especially a black man, living in America. So, yeah, Sam Wilson, he has to deal with these things. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. I really like this show a lot. It's different. It's a little bit more darker than other stuff in the MCU. It's a little bit more personal to really every character that plays in it. Really every character. It is very personal to them. And I like it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.